What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another third-party Transformers review, and today we're taking a look at iGear's Mini Warriors MW-05 through MW-08, as they have them labeled Cogs, Dunraker, Veer, and Bushwhacker, otherwise known as Beachcomber, Outback, Gears, and Swerve. And yeah, so I figured I'd take a look at them all at the same time, considering that Gears and Swerve are the same mold. So let's start with Bushwhacker, or as he's really known as, Outback. And this is again the same thing as the hench/brawn mold. You do have this added winch piece here, which could use a little bit of paint to pick it out, and it just kind of pegs on the front. As you saw, it's not glued in or anything, so it just comes right out. Overall, he doesn't look too bad. You can take his gun and you can plug it in the roof there. No real glaring issues, except that he's nowhere close to being the right color. Here is our Generation 1 Outback, and you can see he's got his little winch thing here. And yeah, we failed all around. I mean, this should be brown, this should be tan. We are nowhere in the same ballpark here. But let's actually get this guy transformed and not hold his color against him, and we'll go from there. Again, same transformation as hench, just kind of push this in, and we'll start by lifting up these two little door things. Very similar to the G1 transformation in that sense. Come on, you can do it. There we go. And then we'll take these and we'll kind of extend them on out here, and you get the somewhat tricky leg transformation here, where you have to kind of bring this around and down past the knee like that, and then you can peg that in. Again, I'll try to show this here so you can see. Just find a place where you can actually get this thing to swivel past that knee joint and down, and bring it down like this. Important thing to remember is to swivel the waist around. We'll get to that right after we get his arms out of the way. Once we have everything out of the way like this, you can bring his arms out and just kind of make them look nice over here, like so. Bring this back flap out of the way, rotate his waist on around here, and then flip the legs so they're facing the right way. Now it's just a matter of making everything look nice. There we go. Rotate this on up so it's back there like that, and you've got Outback here in his robot mode. And I rather like this guy in his robot mode. Again, it's just once again the brawn redone. We can give him his gun, which, because he has these painted fists, it's extremely tight to get in there, but it can be done. Yeah, it's not bad except for the color being completely wrong. So taking a look at his face here, you can see he's got kind of what looks like a battle mask. The Generation 1 toy definitely doesn't have that type of face going on. So I'm not sure where this has come from, if that's an IDW thing or what. But he's got a battle mask, and like Brawn, he's also got that gimmick where you can rotate his head around to the other side and get another version of his head. And I think they did a pretty good job capturing his likeness, again, save for the color issues. Yeah, I think it looks good. I like the battle mask, and honestly, this works a lot better than Brawn, because it's really hard to figure out exactly what the piece is that is the gap for the head. I don't think he's got one unless the visor is sitting pegged into it. So overall, this guy looks pretty good. Just let's put him next to his G1 counterpart here, and you can really see how the colors just are totally wrong. So what can you do? Let's take him out and let's focus on Beachcomber next. And he's a pretty cool little buggy. Looks pretty G1 Beachcomber to me. Has a couple areas that could have used a little bit of like black paint or something like that to pick out those side vents. I'll probably do the same thing. There's really not a ton of paint on this guy. Very little, in fact. And once again, completely wrong color. I'm not sure who's making these color decisions, and for some reason this one really bothers me a lot. Outback, I'm okay with him being white for whatever reason, but this one just really irks me that they're nowhere close on the blue here. Yeah, transformation is remarkably easy. just take his arms, unpeg them from the body here, and then just kind of unpeg his legs here, flip everything around, flip these little grills, and flip this down like that. Come to the back here, he's got little heel spurs that just kind of flip out from inside here, just to make him a little bit easier to stand and not have quite the hollow in his legs there. So flip them on around and down. You should stand once you do that. Come up to the top here, extend his arms out like so, and they'll pop when they're in position. Rotate these down and rotate the shoulders. And I really am not a big fan of his arms. I just am not. Also, I forgot to note in his vehicle mode here, you can take his gun here and he's got a little peg and it'll just clip right onto the roof, the roll bar there, and that's all. This roll bar will just pop out. I don't know if it was supposed to be glued, but mine certainly isn't. So once we have it like this, just take this engine piece and flip it all the way around. It'll just sit down like that. You'll see his head's backwards. So we take it and we flip it this way, and there we go. We've got Beachcomber slash Dunraker in his robot mode. Very similar transformation actually for the G1, where you just kind of do the feet and then flip the head up, and there you go, he's done. So yep, there is our Dunraker slash Beachcomber. You have the gun here. It has this really dumb flower in it, which the all the promo art and stuff kind of showed a bend to this, so it was kind of like drooping out of the gun or whatever. And he can't hold it. The only thing he can really do is sit in this gun. And I know Beachcomber is kind of a pacifist, but I don't want his gun to be some stupid flower gun. But yeah, that's Beachcomber, and there went his flower somewhere on the desk. For articulation on this guy, you get good range of motion on the legs. You've got an awesome knee joint there. You have the swivel, you got the ball joint, you've got a waist here, so that's all good. When you get up to his arms here, you can do this. You can see that there is a rotational joint inside to rotate it in and out, but he's not going to get his shoulder anything past that, so he can't hold his arm out to the side. You do have the upper shoulder, or whatever you would consider this, because really this is more of the shoulder than this piece is, and I'm not a fan of this. The ball joint on the elbow, that's fine, that's standard, whatever. I don't know. I don't really like this Beachcomber. I don't like his colors. I think that he's just not very good. And considering that he's got 1 paint app, 2 paint apps, 3 paint apps, 4, and then the wheels, so another, I guess, total of 8, it's really disappointing. He's just so bland, and the transformation is so bland. Like, I feel like there should have been more money spent, since they didn't spend any on paint to make this guy a better toy. I don't know. I'll probably go back and paint him a darker blue, and maybe I'll be happier with him. But right now, really disappointing toy. So let's bring out Swerve, or Veer, and Gears. Now Gears is the only one who comes somewhat close to looking like his G1 toy. There is a color difference between them, but not enough that it's going to be upsetting. Swerve, on the other hand, is quite clearly different. And in fact, going back to Dune Runner here, this is most definitely not the blue shown in the packaging. And again, when we come to our Swerve here, this is most definitely not the red shown in the packaging. So someone else knows that the reds aren't right, and we still got this very, very pink toy. And that's not where his problems end. So you got the guns. This is Gear's gun, and if you want to, you can plug it into the roof of the truck here. And this is Swerve's gun, or Veer's gun, and it does not fit in there. So there's nothing you can do. Granted, I don't really care. I'm not going to display them with that. But how does this gun not work for this guy? Now I can take Gears' gun and slide it in perfectly, and then this one won't fit in gears. So how do they make that mistake? I don't get it. Anyway, let's take these guys, and I'm just going to show the transformation for one, then we'll do a quick jump cut to the other guy in their robot mode. So let's take Gears here, because he's just so much better to deal with. So we're going to start by taking his legs here and splitting them from his arms. And it usually helps to actually separate the legs from each other and just kind of flip this all around. His knee pad kind of comes with it. You can flip that out if you want to, but take this and flip it all the way around. Then what we're going to do here is take this, push it on through and all the way around, and just stop early. You can actually keep going all the way back up pretty much like that. So you gotta stop early. Would have been nice if there was a catch there to make it work, but whatever. Once you get it in, just kind of sit them down and push them down and they look fine. Now we're going to come to the sides here. You take his arms and you pull them all the way out. It's a little bit difficult to get them there, but they do extend out. And we have to come to the back of the truck. Take these little things and flip them on in and forward. They'll make these little like missile pods that are sitting at his hips there. So we'll do that for both sides. And you have to do that. And once you get this out of the way, like so, you can now take the back piece here and swivel it all the way around. And it is really tight, and I've gone ahead and actually put some lubricant in there, and it's still not much better. So once that's flipped around so it's upside down, they want you to open this up like this, and you can see there's this little like jetpack thing in there, and just kind of make it look however. I don't know, it doesn't do anything for me. I just keep it closed like that personally. So now we got this, we can actually take his arms here, we'll pop them on out and just kind of make these look nice. Again, we're using the same type of joint system that we've got on Beachcomber, but it's a little bit better because of how this is cut. We can actually get our arms out to the side a little bit more. So take that, bring this open like so, and there we go. We've got Gears in his robot mode. And he's not bad. He looks kind of a little bit like a mess up in this top region here. He's got a lot of things hanging off him, but ultimately he doesn't look bad. So as you can see, here we've got Swerve / Veer in his robot mode. Definitely different heads there, as you can see. Right now, I've got Cogs / Gears here sitting in his G1 head, and I really like the G1 head. It's just nostalgic for me, and they all work just as like battle masks. I really like that. So here's your G1 toy, and we can take this if you really want to. Let's zoom in on his head here so you can just kind of see it a little bit nicer. I just really like how that looks. And you can take this and you can spin it all the way around, and it does get caught for me. I have to actually push mine past the point where it sticks and kind of grip it at a certain angle. And you can see we've got a very G1 cartoon looking face there. And I really like that feature, and it again does look like some kind of battle mask where, you know, the visor and stuff either flipped up or down or something like that. And it looks nice. You can also give him his shotgun / machine gun / I'm not really sure what this is. It kind of looks like a chain gun weapon. And he holds it quite nicely. No problems. So we'll put him to the side, and we'll come to the more disappointing Swerve. Now, his face looks pretty cool. I do like that we got a remolded chest here, so he looks different from Gears / Cogs, and it's not too bad. If you look at his G1 toy here, let's see if it'll pick up his face. There we go. The face is very much molded in the IDW / toy version of his face here. It looks pretty good. You can also flip this around, and I had to take this apart and lubricate it because I got it about halfway and I couldn't turn it anymore. But with some lubrication you can also get this head, again looking like a battle mask, is flipped up to cover his nose and everything like that. I really like that feature. It's nice. It's just a shame his color is so completely wrong. So his gun, which didn't fit him in his vehicle mode, pegs right into his hand, no problem. I don't get why that happens. These guys have exactly the same hands and everything like that. The gun's tight on both these guys. I can lift them up. You know, it's not a problem, but I can't fit this gun into his vehicle mode. That does not make any sense to me from a dimensioning standpoint. So, overall, what do I think about these guys? They're not horrible. They are definitely not as exciting to me as the original mini-bots were, but then again, I didn't really care for their cosmos either. So, I don't know, that may say something. Maybe I've never really cared for all the mini-bots. But, Gears / Cogs is by far the least disappointing. Just because he's the closest to matching his show model, and if you're a toy fan, he'll please you. If you're a cartoon fan, he'll probably please you. It's not a bad mold. On the other hand, Swerve here is probably the most disappointing because he just doesn't look like, or he's just not colored right at all. I don't know, it's a simple thing to be disappointed about, but it bothers me. Going to Dunraker / Beachcomber. He's not horrible. Actually, I guess Beachcomber is probably my least favorite because he's got the color completely wrong and has the unfortunate things of not having terribly good articulation. So yeah, I would say favorite, least favorite, second from least favorite, and that leaves us with Outback here. And Outback is forgivable because he's kind of a forgettable character. Yeah, so he's not tan, that's a little disappointing, but overall, I like the aesthetic of him in the white look like that, so he's not too bad. I would put him as my second favorite of this group. So, yeah, this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope if you're considering getting these guys, it makes you consider what you're going to get. Personally, I think this guy will be out of my collection in favor of the new upcoming Hasbro release, which probably will pull most of these guys out of my collection if they get done. These guys may sit in a masterpiece type collection more than they're going to sit in my classics. So, I don't know. It all depends on what these upcoming Hasbro releases, which look really good, will end up doing for my collection. So, this is T2RX6. I will see you guys next time.